Hi, hello, and welcome. I have a new pick a card for you guys. I don't believe I've done this one on the channel before, and we are taking a look at what does your person assume about you. I have no idea what these cards, any of these piles might come out with. I pre-shuffle these, but I do not look at the cards, so that's what makes it more intriguing and surprising to me as well, because I have no idea what direction any of these piles are going to go in. I do have 3 piles for you guys to choose from, as usual. Beginning on the left is our pile 1 with Captain Hook from Peter Pan, of course. There you go. So that's pile 1's adorable. I want to say her name is Alma Madrigal from Encanto. I'll probably fix it later. I'm gonna go with it. I'll probably double check. I think I have the box still somewhere. And pile 3 is Ellie from Up. Young Ellie. Quite the character when she was young. A fun character. So again, pile 1 is Captain Hook from Peter Pan. Pile 2 is Alma Madrigal from Encanto. Pile 3 is Young Ellie from Up. Timestamps are in the description and comment section. I will meet you guys at your pile. Hi, pile 1. Welcome to your pick a card reading. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. My name is Sandra. I'll be your tarot reader. For those of you subscribed, as always, thank you. So glad you could find some time to join me for another pick a card reading, but glad to have you all here, and thank you for taking some time out of your day as we take a look into this pick a card reading, which is about what does your person assume about you. So this one's going to be pretty interesting. I don't even know if I've done this at all before, and if I have, it's been a very, very long time because I cannot remember. So one last glance at your adorable, which is Captain Hook from Peter Pan. And if you guys are interested in more pick a card readings, my social medias, personal readings, all the links in the description. I'm under Sincerely Luminous, so if this reading resonates and you kind of want to have your own personal, reach out to me on Instagram if you're interested. And also if you'd like to become a member of this channel, that's another thing I do offer. If you're interested, if not, that is cool. I'm just separating our tarot and oracle cards so we can jump right into your reading. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're catching it at the time of the upload, happy weekend and happy November. Hoping you guys have a very blessed and, a November that you have a lot to be grateful for. I'm just going to move that so it's in the frame. I think I'm going to be switching and using the Oz deck this month just because for those, of you that are fans, that Wicked Part 2 is coming out. So, alright, what do we have here? We have some Aries energy, and it's a lot of fire, honestly. Leo, Aries, Sag is very strong here with a hint, like a tiny pinch of air energy with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So we are missing water and earth signs from this one, which is kind of interesting given the question of, what do they assume about you? And maybe they assume, I don't know, is it that you don't have feelings for them anymore or that you're not interested? The fact that we don't have any water, that's pretty interesting. But let's take a look and go through this. So we have the Four of Swords and the Six of Wands. I think your person, what they assume about you. See, and this is what, okay, I'm trying to get this one, so give me 1 second here just to make sure I'm getting this, because I feel like I'm getting it, but before I commit to it. Oh, okay. Your person assumes about you that you got tired of them in a way. I think this person is someone who may not be very, committed, not the very committal type. Maybe someone who kind of ghosted you or was like hot and cold, mixed signals, that sort of a thing. I think this person thinks that it was too much for you. And maybe this person is someone who's just very outgoing, very maybe fiery, very playful, very flirtatious, someone who loves attention. And I think maybe this is something that your person thinks that you just kind of got over it, is what I'm getting. Pretty interesting. The next column that we have the Three of Wands and the Emperor. So it feels like they assume with you that you're looking elsewhere. they assume that you think they were so more interested in other people or just having attention, being not really looking for something serious. And so now you turn elsewhere to look for your emperor, regardless of the gender. Like, you're looking elsewhere to find love, to find partnership, to find someone who can be the emperor in your life, is what I'm getting here. Wow, it's really, really interesting, isn't it? But yeah, I think this person just seems to think that you're not really into them anymore, that you kind of just got tired of it and you're just like, it's too much, it's not what I'm looking for. So, okay, now you turned your back, you're looking elsewhere for someone. Interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and add on the oracle cards and see what else we can add on to your reading pile one. Pretty interesting though so far, because I'll tell you what I was getting at first wasn't what I ended up getting with. So I'm glad I tuned in. The first card, I'm going to start off with the book. And we have, I'm like looking at the words and everything. But I feel like really what it is, I think your person almost thinks that maybe you close the chapter on them, that you're like, okay, I'm just turning the page, moving on, I'm not really going to focus on you as much. Maybe they think that you're open to it, but you're kind of more and more drifting away from them, is what they assume about you, that you're not really as into them as before. And then we have victory, and so sorry, I was letting the plane go by. With this one, what I was getting is kind of like they feel that they assume what they assume about you is that you're kind of doing better. I think that this person feels like in the end you're gonna get what you want. And it's almost like this person, I don't know if they're admitting defeat here, but I feel like it's almost like a level of acceptance that you are moving on, that you're turning the page, that you're letting go. I think this person realizes that you tried when it comes to them and like you really believed in them and wanted this to work out. But what they assume is that, you know, it just became a lot. It just became overwhelming. And maybe it could be just that their way of being, your personalities clash. Like maybe there was different set of values, ideas, goals in life, you know, like you guys weren't really on the same page. So I do feel like this person feels like in a way you're turning away from them, is really what I'm getting here for your pile. But it does seem like your person, I think it was just like a lot of competition here, honestly. I feel like they just weren't committing to you, is what it is. I feel like maybe there were some red flags, there were some behavioral kind of things that you weren't really happy with, and so you just kind of got tired and over it. And I think that's what it came down to. And I think your person is like, now you're looking elsewhere for your emperor because they couldn't meet those expectations, or they just weren't ready to become that person that you needed, which could go into a lot of different dating theories if you're into those, about, you know, someone being ready for another person. And what it seems like, it's just that your person wasn't. It seems like this person was just looking for a good time and you were looking for something more. And like I said, just a different set of values. You guys weren't really truly in alignment, is what it seems like. And that's what your person is really assuming about you. Just basically that you're kind of closing the chapter and you're looking elsewhere for someone else. And that's where I'm going to go ahead and leave your reading pile one. So comment, like, share, subscribe. If you do subscribe, thank you. And please remember to click on the bell icon so you get notified when I post another pick a card reading. If you made it this far, thank you. Again, all the links, I'm under Sincerely Luminous. And if you are interested in your own personal reading, message me over on Instagram. We'll get you set up. But thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, evening, night, whatever time of day it is. Bye, Pile 1. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your Pick a Card reading. If you are new to the channel, hello and welcome. My name is Sandra. I'll be your tarot reader for those of you subscribed. So glad that you can join me for another one, and thank you for your support. So glad, you know, all of you can make it. Thank you. Appreciate you guys and just taking some time out of your day. And we're taking a look at today What is it that your person is assuming about you? Like I said in the intro, I don't remember the last time I've done this one, so it's been a minute. It should be pretty interesting. But one last glance at your adorable before we do get started, just so that you can confirm, for those of you that are kind of like iffy on whether or not this is your pile. That's why I do this part. Just, yeah. You guys are the Alma Madrigal from Encanto pile. And as always, if you guys are interested in more pick cards or booking a personal with me, all the links are in the description. Instagram is a new way, really, pretty much how I've been booking personal. So, but also, if you'd like to become a member of this channel for exclusive and extended readings and stuff like that, that's also available if you're interested. If not, that's cool. I'm just separating our tarot from our oracle cards so we can jump into your reading and see what it is that your person is assuming about you. I think these cards should fit pretty easily. It's so funny, I switched from selecting Halloween themed tarot decks and now I'm going with the Wizard of Oz because of Wicked 2 coming out. Yeah. So what do we have here? We have Leo energy. Wow, there is quite a bit of water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and a little touch of Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There is no sword energy, no air energy, so no Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is present for your pile. Okay, what is your person assuming about you? I think this person is assuming that you're kind of wanting a love offer. Like they're thinking that you want them to reach out, that you really want them to, maybe for some of you, express their love and their desires for you is what I'm getting here. And with the strength, like they want it, like they expect like this big show of emotion or dedication, or you know, it's just kind of like that. It feels very dramatic, I know, sorry, that's just what's coming through with that card. But yeah, your person is under this assumption that that's what you're waiting for. Like you're waiting for them to make it, maybe make it official, especially if this is someone you've been with. Like maybe it's about moving towards the next step, right? Maybe about being exclusive or committing or engagement for some of you. So that's what I'm getting with that first column. The next column that we have is the Seven of Cups and the Page of Bricks. I don't know, you guys. Is this person egotistical or they're like full of themselves? I feel like you give this person quite the ego boost, if I'm being honest here with what I'm getting. I just saw 111, so for those of you that needed an extra confirmation, like I said, I do the confirmations when I do the editing. I have no idea. I don't remember what I say and spit out during the reading. It would take too long to go through every one of them. But that's just an extra confirmation for you guys. But going back to what I was saying, yeah, it feels like this person, I think like you pour into this person, you give them attention. I think like you make it clear that you're into them. There's no hiding or denying it. I think this person is very well aware that you're into them, is what I'm getting here. And I think this person, what they assume about you is like, yeah, you know, like I said, a little bit of an ego here. I think they kind of think that maybe you kind of wonder, you play it out, and you're kind of thinking of how they're going to do it. For others of you, the other thing that I'm getting here is that they assume that, and this is not for everybody, but I know for those of you maybe that have been in separation, no contact kind of a thing, that you're thinking you're replaying back memories of the past, and if they did you wrong, they're like, that you're expecting some type of an apology. So they assume that you're waiting for the apology, and maybe that's why they're thinking that you're expecting this like grand gesture of love and like, I don't know why I'm hearing solidarity, like almost as if you guys weren't on the same page before, and now it's like you expecting something to prove like you're in it with me. It's not just me, and it's not like it's us, you know, it's not me, it's not you, it's us. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this. So that's what I am getting with this. And for some of you, maybe this is about reconciliation, you know, at the end of the day. Maybe that's just the big one fancy word that describes it, you know. With me, it's like, I just have to describe everything and I don't have like one just word. I just kind of give it to you guys, and yeah, it's just what comes out. I'm going to go ahead and lay out the oracle cards though and add on to this reading and see what we get. Oops. Oh, okay, hold on. Because I'm I'm wondering if that is supposed to be, hold on, okay, hold on. So here's why I was like, wait, hold on, because it looked like I was almost going to lay out that appreciation card in the reverse. And I'm kind of curious if I was supposed to take it as a reversal to make sure. So I have my lovely little pendulum here. And I don't know if it's going to focus, but I'm going to go ahead and ask, was the appreciation card meant to be taken in the reverse? Okay, so that's a yes when it's up and down. My left to right is a no. All right, so that was supposed to be taken in the reverse. Thank you. And that's going to make sense in a minute why I wanted to clarify that, because I'm like, oh, maybe that's the wrong interpretation of it. But we're going to start off with the seed. And so, as a plane flies by, the card is talking about growth potential, change, small beginnings, big results, hope, hidden possibilities. There's two, okay. The very first clear one, I think this person assumes that you want to have a family with them, because I was thinking about seed and planting the seed, and if you know, you know, right? But yeah, I think this person assumes that you want more, that you want a family, that you want a future. Maybe it's also just like you're hoping that they'll plant the seed, and it's almost like you guys had a plant, right? And it didn't last, and now you're like, okay, it's your turn to plant the seed, right? Like your turn to actually show, like if you want this to work out, then make it happen, you know? And I think that's what's coming through with this card for some of you. The other thing too, it was talking about, I was getting just kind of like with the apology, it's this offering in a way too. So I don't feel like they assume that you expect a gift or anything, but you expect something pretty big and something meaningful is what I'm getting with that, especially with the Page of Pentacles. Also, for some of you, especially for those of you that are waiting for an apology, they are assuming that you want to see change within them, that you want to see change in your connection, in your relationship, that you want to see the growth. Like, you don't want to have to start at the beginning. And it might be that some of you, like, they think that you assume that things have to start over again. And I kind of think like they think the same thing too. It's almost like a complete start over, do over, especially if you're going back to the seed stage, right? It just seems like you're at the beginning for some of you. The other thing too was just hope. And I think that at the end that your person assumes that you still have hope, that you still believe in them, that you still believe in this connection, you still believe that good things can come from this, that you still care about them, you know, and that's why you're even hoping that they will return. Now, for some of you, maybe you're like, no, I don't. I just want to know what's going on. And that's fine too. You don't have to accept that. That's just for the people that that resonates with, right? So quite a bit from that one card. And now we're going to go to the next card, which is the appreciation card. And this is why it was important for me to know whether or not this was supposed to be in the upright or in the reversed position. And so with it being in the reverse, your person assumes that maybe that you think that they didn't, like they took you for granted pretty much, like that you feel that they didn't appreciate you, that they don't care about you, that you didn't do enough, but yet at the same time you're holding out hope that things can change, that things can get better, that things can improve. So like you're still open to the possibility of it. That's what they assume. And maybe you told them, maybe you flat out told them like, you don't do enough for us, you don't do enough for me, you don't show me enough, like whatever it was, your person assumes that you just don't believe that they did enough at the end of the day. And that's why it was important for me to get that in the upright or reversal, because you can see the difference between, if it was appreciation, it would have been more something along the lines of, oh, they assume that, you know, that you feel that they appreciate you and they care about you and all this stuff, and but it's kind of telling a different story in the reversal. But that's pretty much what I'm getting here. So your person is, you know, there's quite a history between you guys. Pile 2, like I say, you guys always give me quite the reading. No disrespect or anything. You guys definitely help me with my skills as a tarot reader. And that, yeah, I think your person is just, like, you're mad at them is what they assume. But at the same time, they're holding out hope that they'll show up with some type of grand gesture, make an offer. and that sort of a thing. I know, like in the beginning it was just like one thing, but it kind of took a turn, right? So sorry for those that maybe the rest didn't end up resonating with. Might want to pick another pile. But yeah, that's what I'm getting here. You just kind of are waiting for something more, and even though you're mad at them, you're still holding out hope. You're still hoping that they'll take action to fix things. That's what they assume. And that's just kind of the quick summary of it, right? Because we've covered quite a bit. That's where I'm going to go ahead and leave your reading, pile 1. Comment, like, share, subscribe. If you do subscribe, thank you. And please remember to click on the bell icon so you get notified when I post another pick a card reading. All the links are in the description. Again, if you want to book your own personal reading for this, message me over on Instagram. I'll get you set up. If you'd like to become a member, that option is available too. There's a join button. But if you made it this far, just thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye, Patu. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your Pick a Card reading. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. My name is Sandra. I'll be your tarot reader. For those of you subscribed, as always, thank you for your support. So glad you could join me for another Pick a Card reading. But thank you all for joining me for this new one, which is all about what does your person, or what is your person assuming about you? What do they assume? You know, that kind of a thing. You guys know what I'm getting at, right? You guys are the young Ellie pile from Up. So one last glance at her before we do jump into the reading. And as always, if you guys are interested in personals, more pick a cards, I'm under Sincerely Luminous Instagram and on Etsy. But Instagram, you can book a personal if this reading ends up resonating with you, or you want your own personal version of it versus a collective, you know, that is options available. And then also, if you'd like to become a member of this channel, I offer exclusive extended readings, that sort of a thing. If you're interested, if not, hey, that's cool. I'm going to go ahead and lay out your cards since I already separated them and see what we find out about what your person assumes about you. All right. Aquarius energy is the strongest. We don't have any earth energy. Am I reading this right? We don't have... Okay, hold on. Aquarius, yeah. Actually, a very strong air energy. The piles have been really interesting with this part. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but you guys have very strong air energy present here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, with a touch of Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So no earth and no fire. That's pretty much what it's coming down to. But let's go ahead and get to your reading. So the first column that we have the Six of Swords and the King of Cans. I think your person assumes about you that you're possibly moving on because you don't feel like they're emotionally connected to you, or that they're not emotionally invested, or that they haven't really been emotionally available to you, and this connection is what I'm getting. I think they assume that, you know, maybe you feel like they detached. I don't know, that's just what I'm getting for some reason. And so you're just kind of like, well, what's the point then? Because when I'm looking at the next column, we have the Star and the Three of Swords. What they assumed is in the past you had hope, you believed, you were trying, you were making the effort. But then with the Three of Swords, they feel like your hope is gone. Like you've lost the faith, you've lost believing in this person, in this connection. Like you're at your wit's end for some of you. You're just kind of, for some of you, you may have completely moved on, or you're like, you know, distancing yourself. For others of you, this is like a slow and steady progress. I feel like your person is feeling the distance from you, maybe the cold shoulder for some of you. They feel like your energy isn't as present as it used to be, and they're feeling it and they sense that. So I think that your person, what they assume about you is that your disappointment in them and things not working out is leading you to move away because you feel like you believe that they don't really truly care about you in the way that you were hoping they would. Ooh, okay, so let's add on the oracle cards though and see what else we can add on here and see. Alright, so I'm getting something, and I don't know if it's going to apply to everybody, but I'm going to put it out there because it's what I'm getting. It's my first thing. The first thing that I was getting is like you have this, it's like you discovered something. You found something out about your person that just was like, that's it, you know, like I'm just giving an example, and this isn't to say this is what happened, but it's just kind of to give you an idea. It's almost like if you had gone through your person's phone and you found something in there that you're like, what the hell is this? And so it was almost like a domino after that. You're like, okay, what about everything? And then you're like playing out everything. And so maybe that's what it was, you know? I don't know. Maybe for some, I'm just getting like a baby mama. So I don't know if there's some baby mama drama going on, but that's just something that I was getting. Like, again, that's just for whoever it's meant for to come through. I don't believe that's everybody, but if it is, then okay. But I'm going to go ahead and go through the oracle cards and see, you know, one by one. I was just kind of getting that, so I had to throw that out. The first thing is we're getting is light bulb. So we have aha moment, discovery, breakthrough, reveal, realize, enlightenment, epiphany. So I think if they feel like they assume that, you know, maybe you did find out something about this person. Maybe you found out something about who they are. Maybe you find out something about their past, what they're doing, maybe the way that they behave. I mean, it could be anything, right? It just something. I feel like this person, or maybe you just have this realization that, you know, again, going back to this, like they don't really have the feelings for you that you have for them. Like you guys aren't on the same page emotionally, and so it kind of feels like a lopsided, unrequited type of love situation, but them, you know, we're taking the attention and love because it poured into their cup, so they're like, well, hell, why not, you know? But it wasn't like they were really pouring into yours in the same way. So I think maybe they're realizing that, or they're assuming that you kind of have this realization that maybe they're not in it for the same reasons you are with this card. And so what's interesting though is we have the adjacent possibility. So your person assumes that you're moving on because I don't know if you're posting things on your social media or if they're finding out through work or like friends and that sort of a thing, even family, that maybe you're moving on, maybe you're talking to new people. So I kind of feel like there's this hint of jealousy coming through with this, where your person assumes that you're moving on to someone else and that sort of a thing. You guys, I'm like, I just want to know where your person's at, because to me, this is what they're assuming, but it's like, do they really have feelings for you or not? And I kind of pretty much already covered your reading, because technically all that it is that your person believes that you're moving on because you feel that they don't care about you and that they broke your heart, that you were hopeful, but you had some type of realization, some type of epiphany where you're like, you know what, enough, you know, enough for whatever it was, and now they think that you're moving on. So I'm just going to pull a card. I'm going to ask, does this person have feelings for you? Because I think that's really going to be the biggest thing, right? I think that's going to be, so let me shuffle my cards. And I kind of just want to pull one card. We'll see how much information I get. Right now I want to know, do they have feelings for you in the romantic sense? Like, do they see a future here? Or was it where they were really just, you know, I'm getting siphoning your energy, almost like an energy vampire. So just one card. We'll see what comes out. Do they have feelings? Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm trying to get it to focus. There. Yeah, this person does have feelings for you. So they were hiding it, they were suppressing it, you know, maybe it's that, and maybe that's why it was so hard to read, especially if they're kind of giving emperor type vibes where they're kind of nonchalant about it, not really revealing. So now what I want to know is like, okay, well, they had feelings for you. What are their intentions? What is it that they want? What is it? Because here they are getting jealous. They're letting you kind of move on and believe that they don't have feelings. So what, I mean, what is their intentions? What is this person's intentions? That's what I want to know. Okay, a card jumped out. All right. And my reaction is because it's the moon, and the moon is about their fears, their doubts, and that's probably why it was hard to know that this person even cared about you. Why they didn't take action, they let their fears get in the way. Okay, so what's their next step then? What is, like right now, they have to overcome these fears. That's what it's coming down to. But what is their next action then? We're just gonna do one card pull. You know, I don't really do the tarot spreads. I do think they're fun to do, but I don't usually do it. I'm just entertaining you guys because I'm shuffling and trying to explain what I'm doing, but it's pretty much like a spread, right? So what is this person's next intention, or next actions? What's their next actions towards you? Okay, we're cool. We're not waiting for a jumper. The Fool. So eventually they are going to take a leap of faith towards you. Eventually it is going to be where they are. I think this person's working on those fears and they're working on themselves. And eventually they will get to a point where they can take a leap of faith. That's what I'm getting. Wow. What a reading, right? And I really like that we could do kind of like a spread like that. I don't know. Do you guys like this style? Trying to make sure it's okay. I thought it was out of focus, but do you guys like that quick style of reading? Because I could do, a whole pick a card like that too, and we can answer quite a few different questions all at once, right? Make it like a melting pot of questions or feelings or thoughts, intentions, like all that. Maybe we'll do that for the next reading. Maybe I'll do that for tomorrow. I don't know. I kind of like the style of that, and it's pretty quick, right? I just have to figure out how I'm going to add on oracle cards because I love my oracle cards. You guys know that what your person assumes about you, just to kind of wrap it up and summarize it again, is that you're moving on because you don't think that they really truly care about you, that they've disappointed you and hurt you, and basically whatever hope and faith that you had in them is kind of just going away, and that you're having this realization that maybe this person isn't for you and that you're moving on to somebody else. But underneath the surface, this person really does care about you very, very deeply with the King of Cups and the Ten of Cups. That's a lot of emotions and feelings and love that I'm getting here. And right now, what their intention is to focus on these fears and these doubts and to get a better understanding of themselves and doing the growth. And I know it's frustrating because sometimes it feels like I'm tapping into the 5D, their higher self, versus the person on earth, and but this is what I'm getting and this is what I'm giving you, right? And eventually, though, their next action towards you is to take the leap of faith and to go through that big, it kind of looks like they were in, they were like in a big dark cave and now they made it through. And I feel like that's the fears, like it's representing the fears and like, okay, you know what? Let me step through. Let me take action. Let me move forward. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, don't tell the other piles, but I love your piles reading. I really do. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave your reading, pile 3. Thank you for joining me. If you guys resonated with this or you want your own personal reading, let me know. Message me on Instagram. We'll get you set up. But all the links are in the description if you'd like to become a member of this channel. Thank you for those of you that are. There is a join button for exclusive extended readings. I know I got to get a next reading up soon for them too. I'm going to be working on that this weekend. But that's where I leave it. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, pile 3.